Welcome to week 2 recap of the ENT 101770 section. I'm going to do two things. I'll quickly recap week number 1, and then I'd like to preview the assignments for week number 2. Week number 1, we basically started with your introduction, with your idea, and we're going to follow up with your idea to formalize that a little bit more as we get into week number 2. We also talked about two key topics in entrepreneurship. Um, One of the key figures, Joseph Schumpeter, who is credited with a lot of the development of the concept of entrepreneurship, and one of the skills that entrepreneurs really have to master their ventures, which is execution intelligence. As we move into week number 2, I want to be very clear and direct you to the discussion board and talk about the timeline for submitting your initial post and submitting your follow-up post. Your initial posts are due on Wednesday, and your 2 follow-up posts per question is due on Saturday. So again, we typically have between 3 and 4 discussion questions per week, since this is an 8-week class. So I realize that is quite a responsibility to have, in some cases, 3 or 4 initial posts due on Wednesday, and then your follow-up post, 2 per question again, due on Saturday. That way I can get to the grading book, as you probably observed this past week. Sunday is my day of grading. So please go to the content tab and look at the discussion board guidelines if you have further questions about that. I mentioned the ideation as we evolve into week 2. Each of you started with your introduction with your idea. If you go to week 2 and look at the assignment tab, there's a space there for you to formalize your idea a little bit more. And this is going to be due on Saturday. So there's a template there that you can place your idea in. This allows you to formalize your idea, so as we move through the class, you can take that formalized idea and turn that to a concept statement, to a business model, and we can move forward like that. So look at the ideation mini workshop that's going to be due on Saturday, week 2. The third thing I want to talk about is on week 2, we're talking about business models and feasibility. These are two extremely important concepts in entrepreneurship. I provide some videos there. There are a couple of videos, one on TikTok, the other on Spotify and Amazon. So I'd encourage you to view those videos to give you a pretty good grasp of what business models are by definition and how they're applied to some companies that you're very familiar with. One of the things that we mentioned in week 1 was beginning the learning teams. We have 20 students in the class, so that would be 5 teams of 4. And again, you can go to the Learning Team Toolkit on the content link. And what you're looking for there is Learning Team Charter 1A, which is basically who is on the team, names of students on the team. Charter 1B, you should read in detail. It tells you that you should fill out on the charter itself the ground rules and conflict management, and it provides a rubric on how that would be graded. So remember, all the information relative to the learning team should be on the charter. Please do not submit a Word document with that information on it because the charter will be evolving as we go through the class. And the last thing for this upcoming week, I extended the scavenger hunt. That should be completed into week 2. So you can also post that to the assignment page or the Dropbox. Again, this is an 8-week class, so I realize we're moving very fast, but I look forward to seeing emails and or responding to any questions you might have.